Hi, my name's Tyler. This guy back there, my medically retired K9, K9 Arlo. You might have seen him in social media, TikTok, but now it's time to talk about something serious. My usual videos are reacting, live, game. Today, I want to talk about mental health. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about my history with mental health, how I dealt with it, what happened to me, because we need to change the stigma in mental health for responders, law enforcement, military, and overall, everybody. It sucks knowing there's people that need help, but think that talking about it will make them look weak, judged, and not help. And that's just not true. You're important. You matter. Your life matters. And there are tons of people that are willing to hear you. The K9R community is all about raising awareness on mental health and ending the stigma of mental health. Down below in the link, I have a Discord called discord.gg/K9Arlo, where we have mental health resources and we have people that you can talk to. They're not specialists, they don't do this job, they volunteer to do this. And we've really brought some great people in that don't say anything. Now, let's get to it. Looking at the National Alliance on Mental Health, 1 in 4 officers have considered committing suicide. More officers die from suicide than they do the line of duty deaths. The Chicago Police Department stating that their suicide rate is 60% higher than the national average. That's insane. So how do we change that? How do we let officers know, first responders, military, veterans, everyone know that it's okay to talk. It's okay to be not okay. It's just how you handle it and how we get you help. Now, I've given you some data to really think about. Now I want to tell you why this matters to me. In 2006, I battled the worst tragedy in my life, and that was my mom passing. My mom was my best friend. My parents were divorced, but I stayed with my mom a lot more. She was my rock, and she was my best person. And what hurt the most was all she wanted to do was be a nurse, and she did it. She became a nurse. She graduated from Linfield College, but only a few months after being a full-time nurse, she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And I watched her go from this the happiest person you've seen, doing the jobs that she loved and always wanted to do, to being a totally different person. And I watched her. I was there with her, and she lived for a couple of years. And then she died. But as an only child, I didn't know what I felt. My dad didn't talk to me. We didn't really talk. I didn't cry. I guess I didn't know how to handle it. Then we go a few years later, my dad goes into depression state. He gets mental illness. He doesn't talk to anybody, he just makes it worse and drinks. I'm 13, 14, 15, don't know how to handle it. I just want to go to school, play sports. And then he died. He was shot by police after walking around a neighborhood with an AK. And again, I didn't know how to handle this. I didn't know how to take this in and see how it would affect me later. It didn't affect me then. Obviously it did. I don't have parents. I don't know what to do, but I'm just a kid. So I emancipated myself and I just went on with life. So after that, I got done with high school. I was a firefighter EMT intern for 2 years, got my associates. They paid for it. And I really put everything away and kind of just lived life. Joined the military, went to my first department. After my first department, I realized I wanted to be at a busy department city that was very busy and wasn't a great area, called Federal Way, Washington. There, I experienced my first shooting. I can't get into details of the shooting, but the suspect did pass away. And it really didn't affect me then, mentally. I got to go home. Everybody got to go home. No public got hurt. The victims didn't get hurt. And I put it away. And 6 days later, I went back to work. Again, at this point, I'm in law enforcement. I think I hear stories about mental health illness. You know, you hear stories about officers committing suicide, but you don't think it's ever going to affect you. You never think you're going to be in that position. I go on with my life. I go on with my career. And I got married, went down to a different agency where my now ex-spouse is, and I got into the sheriff's office, and only a few short months I got K9. As you all know, the story is I met Arlo. We immediately had a bond. They say the dog will make up his mind in 5 minutes to decide if he likes you, and I think he just did. We had a great career. We did some great stuff. We found a lot of bad guys. But in January 2021, both our lives would change forever. Arlo was shot in the line of duty. And obviously, a lot of people know he was shot by friendly fire. He was not shot by me. A lot of people don't know the incident. I asked for them not to tell who did it, because I don't want them to live with that. A lot of people don't know the incident. They read the newspaper and take black and white. I'm not getting into the incident because I don't know if I have approval to talk about that yet. But once I do, I will. And this one affected me. Not right away. I was obviously very worried, very concerned, emotional that my dog had just got shot. But I was more focused on making sure he was okay. Making sure I was there for him. When he got transferred 6 hours away, I was there that day. Every time the doctors would let me see him, I would go see him. I was only able to see him 3 times a day because every time he saw me, he'd get excited. And they needed him to rest. But then we got home, and that's kind of when it was real. When you're at the hospital and so much is going on, you don't really have time to just sit down and think. And then it all came at me at once. And I don't think just that incident came at me. I think everything in my life came to me at that time. And it hit me. And it hit me hard. And my departments started screwing with me about social media. They did not have my back. They said things that aren't true. And they screwed me. But that's a different story, different time. But then I was able to finally adopt Arlo after they medically retired him without telling me. And that's when I quit because of how I was treated and Arlo. And then the drinking started happening. A lot of drinking. The questions of what I should have done differently. The thoughts in the back of my mind of my life, how it would just change upside down from having the best job ever. But my life is completely different. I keep drinking. I gain a lot of weight, 50, 60 pounds. Wasn't taking care of myself. I hate the way I look now. I hate the way I looked then. And then I lost my marriage because of that. I didn't care about anything. I lost all care about everything. And I was lost. I now was by myself in a house, 3 dogs, a decent job, and Arlo. But I was alone. When I really wasn't alone. But I perceived myself as alone. And I stopped doing social media. I would do it, but I didn't put my heart into it. Then I started putting a little bit more effort into it. And then the community there brought me up. I found people within that community that I was able to talk to. I didn't want to talk to anybody about this. I didn't want to feel weak. But I eventually just did. I don't know why, but I did. And it saved my life. Because I talked to somebody. I didn't know them very well. But just talking, getting off my chest, getting the anger, frustration, the worry, the scared off my chest is the reason why I'm here still. I'm able to talk about this and tell you that now I don't know if I have PTSD. I don't know if I have anything else. I've never been to a psychologist or a doctor, which I should. I know I should, but I'm getting there. I'll eventually make those steps on doing that. But this isn't just an educational video, it's a thank you video. Because I know a lot of you are gonna read this or watch this, that were there for me, and thank you. I don't know where this video is going. I don't know what direction I want you to take it, but I just want to tell you my story and let you know that if you're going through anything, that you're gonna make it, and you're gonna come back even stronger. I now am in a position mentally, I'm still alone. I have my puppies, my children. I'm still alone, but that doesn't matter anymore because I have a great community, great friends that I was able to find because all I did was talk. I know you may be going through something very, very hard in your life, that you think there's no end to it, that it's going to stay like this forever and you have the worst life ever. But there's obviously millions of people feeling that way and they're getting through it. And I promise you, you will too. You got this. I promise you. Don't give up. Do you never give up. I want you to reach out to me. Go to my Discord and reach out. Email me. Do not ever give up. I'm putting some resources down below in the description for some amazing hotlines. But no, you are strong. You made it this far. That's strong. We got this together. I'm still going through it every day. It's not going to get easier, but but you're going to be able to deal with it a little different every day. I'm going to struggle with this for the rest of my life, but I've learned how to cope with it and be able to talk to people. Just know that I love you guys. I'm trying to do this for myself and for you, talking to you guys and putting this out there on a platform that I now have some followers on. It's not easy, but it's going to be all worth it. Get help if you need it. It's okay not to be okay. And you better watch my next video, because then I know you're there. Comment down below. What are some resources you have? If you're able, tell me some of your stories. I'd love to hear them and hear the perseverance, because it really helps when you tell your stories. This is just a part one, because I have multiple parts coming from this. I have people that are going to tell you their story, and I'm excited for them to do this, because it's going to reach out so many other people in different scenarios that might actually help. Again, we love you guys, and I'll see you guys later. I promise.